The roar of the jet engines faded into a distant hum as Damien Blackwell stared out the window of Flight 217 from New York to Los Angeles, his mind a whirlwind of shattered dreams. Just hours earlier, he'd walked away from the love of his life, convinced that coming out as gay in his conservative corporate world would destroy everything he'd built. But fate had other plans when a heavily pregnant woman collapsed in the aisle. Gasping for air, Damien didn't hesitate. He surrendered his coveted first-class seat, igniting a chain of events that would redefine his existence forever. In that chaotic moment aboard the Boeing 777, passengers buzzed with murmurs as Elena Ramirez clutched her swollen belly, her face pale under the cabin lights. She was a single mother-to-be, en route to L.A. for a fresh start after her husband's abandonment. Her economy ticket a far cry from comfort. Damien, a 32-year-old marketing executive with a sharp suit and a hidden heart full of longing, rose without a second thought. "Take my seat," he said firmly, guiding her to the plush leather recliner in row 1A. The flight attendant nodded gratefully, and as Elena settled in with tears of relief, she squeezed his hand. "You're a lifesaver." "What's your name?" "Damien," he replied, forcing a smile as he trudged back to her cramped spot in 34C, squeezed between a snoring businessman and a fidgety child. The 5-hour flight stretched into an eternity for Damien. Turbulence jolted the plane, mirroring the storm in his soul. He'd just broken up with Marcus, his secret boyfriend of 2 years, after Marcus demanded they go public. "I can't lose my job. My family, they'd never understand," Damien had whispered in their dimly lit Brooklyn apartment that morning. Now, wedged in economy, he replayed the argument, his chest aching with regret. Elena, from her vantage in first class, sent him a complimentary glass of champagne via the attendant, a small gesture that warmed him amidst the chill of isolation. As the plane descended into LAX, Elena waited for him at the gate, her hand on her belly. "I don't know how to thank you," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "This baby and I, we owe you." Damien waved it off modestly. "Just pay it forward someday." They exchanged numbers on a whim, promising to stay in touch, though neither expected much from the fleeting encounter. Little did Damien know, the child kicking inside her would one day become the beacon that pulled him from darkness. Back in New York, Damien threw himself into work at Apex Marketing, climbing the ladder with ruthless efficiency. But the breakup with Marcus left scars. He dated sporadically, always in shadows, fearing judgment in a city that preached acceptance but whispered prejudices. Years blurred by 3, to be exact, marked by late nights, empty apartments, and a growing sense of hollowness. Elena, meanwhile, had given birth to a healthy boy named Alex in a modest LA hospital. She texted Damien a photo of the newborn, swaddled in blue, with a note, "Your kindness brought him safely into the world." Damien smiled at his phone, replying with congratulations. But life pulled them apart. Elena remarried, built a family in the suburbs of Pasadena, while Damien's career soared, landing him promotions in a sleek Manhattan loft. Yet, success couldn't fill the void. At 35, Damien faced a health scare. A routine checkup revealed early signs of heart disease, inherited from his estranged father who disowned him years ago for not being man enough. The diagnosis hit like a thunderbolt, forcing him to confront his loneliness. Therapy sessions uncovered buried truths. his fear of vulnerability stemmed from a childhood in rural Pennsylvania, where being gay meant exile. "You need to let people in," his therapist urged. Damien tried, joining LGBT support groups, but connections felt superficial. In LA, for a conference, Damien decided to reach out to Elena on a nostalgic impulse. They met at a cozy cafe in Pasadena, where she introduced him to her now-toddler Alex, a bundle of energy with wide eyes and infectious laughter. "He's your good luck charm," Elena joked, recounting how the comfortable flight had prevented preterm labor. Damien held the boy, feeling an inexplicable pull, as if this child represented the family he'd never dared to dream of. "You've grown into quite the mom," he said, masking his envy. Elena sensed his sadness. "And you? Anyone special?" Damien hesitated, then opened up about his sexuality. The breakups, the isolation. She listened without judgment, her empathy a balm. "Love finds a way, Damien. It always does." As Alex played with toy cars at their feet, Damien felt a spark of hope. Little did he know, this meeting was the first thread in a tapestry that would weave their lives together irrevocably. Back in New York, he started volunteering at an LGBT youth center, channeling his energy into helping others navigate the coming-out process. It was there, years later, that fate circled back in the most unexpected way. Fast forward 7 more years, Alex Ramirez was now 10, a bright kid with a passion for art and a questioning spirit. Elena had noticed his differences early, his disinterest in roughhousing, his fascination with fashion sketches. In the progressive bubble of California, she encouraged his self-expression, but whispers from schoolmates stung. Damien, at 42, had risen to vice president at Apex, openly gay now after a company-wide diversity push. He'd found stability in a relationship with a kind architect named Liam, but lacked fire, more companionship than passion. Tragedy struck when Liam was diagnosed with cancer, throwing Damien into a tailspin of caregiving and grief. As Liam's health declined, Damien's world narrowed to hospital rooms and quiet despair. Elena, hearing the news through sporadic emails, offered support from afar. "Bring Liam out here for a change of scenery," she suggested. Damien agreed, booking a flight to LA, the same route that started all. On this trip, Alex, now a preteen, bonded with Damien over shared stories. Uncle Damien, the boy called him playfully, drawing pictures of superheroes who save the day. Liam passed peacefully in hospice, leaving Damien shattered. In his will, Liam urged Damien to find the love that sets your heart ablaze. Grieving, Damien extended his stay in Pasadena, helping Elena with household chores as a distraction. One evening, as the sun dipped over the San Gabriel Mountains, Alex confided in Damien. "I think I like boys," the boy whispered, tears in his eyes. "Is that okay?" Damien's heart swelled with a mix of sorrow and pride. He hugged Alex tightly. "It's more than okay. It's who you are, and it's beautiful." That moment forged an unbreakable bond. Damien became a mentor, guiding Alex through his early questions about identity. Years rolled on, and Alex grew into a confident young man. At 18, he moved to New York for art school at NYU, crashing on Damien's couch initially. Damien, now 50, had retired early after selling his shares in Apex, dedicating time to advocacy work. Single again, He watched Alex flourish, talented, outspoken, and unapologetically gay. Their relationship evolved from uncle-nephew to deep friendship, laced with mutual respect. But tension brewed when Alex started dating recklessly, falling into toxic patterns that mirrored Damien's past mistakes. One night, after a bad breakup, Alex showed up at Damien's door, bruised emotionally and physically from a bar fight. "I don't know how to do this," Alex sobbed. Damien nursed his wounds, sharing his own stories of heartbreak. "Love isn't about hiding, it's about being seen," he said. In the midst of this, an undercurrent of attraction simmered. Alex admired Damien's strength. His poise, Damien saw in Alex the vibrancy he'd lost. It was forbidden territory. Alex was Elena's son, the child whose life he'd indirectly saved. Yet, emotions defied logic. The turning point came during Pride Month. New York buzzed with parades, rainbows adorning every street. Damien and Alex marched together, flags waving high. Amid the crowd, Alex turned to Damien. "You've been my hero since I was born. But now, I see you differently." Their eyes locked, and in that electric moment, years of unspoken feelings ignited. They kissed under the confetti rain, a culmination of destiny. But drama ensued. Elena discovered their relationship through a social media post, her initial shock turning to anger. "He's like a son to you," she exclaimed over a heated video call. Damien pleaded, "It's real, Elena. He's changed me, made me whole." Alex defended their love, but the rift threatened to tear the family apart. Society's judgments amplified the conflict. Whispers of age gaps and impropriety haunted them. Kitsch Tin peaked when Alex's art exhibition, themed around LGBT journeys, featured a piece dedicated to Damien, a portrait capturing their first meeting's essence. Critics raved, but tabloids twisted it into scandal. Damien faced backlash from old colleagues, questioning his integrity. In a moment of doubt, he considered ending it. "I can't be the reason you lose your mother," he told Alex. Alex refused to back down. "Mom will come around. This is our story. Kind is coming full circle." He confronted Elena in person, flying back to LA. Through tears and honest conversations, she relented, seeing the genuine bond. "If anyone deserves happiness, it's you too," she admitted, hugging her son. Back in New York, Damien and Alex rebuilt, their love a testament to resilience. Damien proposed on a rooftop where they'd shared their first intimate talk, the city lights twinkling like stars. "Years ago, I gave up a seat and gained a life," he said, sliding a ring onto Alex's finger. Their wedding was intimate, in Central Park, surrounded by friends who'd witnessed their journey. Elena gave a toast. One act of compassion rippled into this beautiful love. It shows us that kindness echoes eternally. In the years that followed, Damien and Alex founded a foundation for LGBT youth, inspired by their story. Alex's art inspired thousands, while Damien's advocacy changed policies. Together, they adopted 2 children, creating the family Damien had always craved. Reflecting on that fateful flight, Damien often marveled at fate's design. A simple seat swap had birthed not just a child, but a love that healed wounds, bridged generations, and proved that humanity's greatest gifts come from unexpected acts of grace. Their life became a beacon, reminding the world that love, in all its forms, conquers all. As the honeymoon phase settled into everyday bliss, Damien and Alex navigated the nuances of their relationship with a blend of passion and practicality. Living in Damien's spacious Manhattan loft, they transformed it into a haven of creativity. Alex's canvases splashed color on the walls, while Damien's bookshelves overflowed with tomes on social justice. Mornings began with coffee on the balcony, overlooking the Hudson, where they discussed dreams, Alex's upcoming gallery show, Damien's speeches at conferences. Yet, shadows lingered. Alex, at 22, grappled with the age difference, especially when peers teased him about dating an older guy. "Does it bother you?" he asked Damien one night, curled up on the couch. Damien, 54 now, traced Alex's jawline tenderly. "Only if it bothers you. We've earned this." Their intimacy was electric, a fusion of experience and youthful fire. But external pressures tested them. A crisis hit when Alex's biological father, Victor, resurfaced. Absent since Elena's pregnancy, Victor had seen Alex's art in the news and demanded reconnection, claiming paternal rights. "I want to make amends," he messaged. But his motives reeked of opportunism. Alex's rising fame as an artist promised financial gain. Elena warned them, "He's trouble." Damien, protective, hired a lawyer. But Alex, curious about his roots, agreed to meet. The encounter at a neutral cafe in Brooklyn was tense. Victor, a weathered man in his 50s, spun tales of regret. But his homophobic slips, "I hear you're with a man," ignited Alex's anger. "My life is none of your business," Alex snapped. Damien, waiting outside, rushed in when voices rose. "Leave him alone," Damien commanded, his voice steady. Victor sneered. "Who are you?" "His sugar daddy." The insult cut deep, fueling tabloid fodder once more. This ordeal strained their bond. Alex withdrew, questioning his identity anew. "What if I'm just repeating patterns, seeking a father figure?" he confessed in therapy. Damien felt helpless, fearing he'd lose the love that had revived him. They took a weekend getaway to the Hamptons, walking windswept beaches. "You're not a replacement," Damien assured. "You're my equal, my partner, under the stars." They reaffirmed their commitment, making love with renewed fervor. Professionally, Alex's career skyrocketed. His exhibition Echoes of Kindness toured nationally, each piece weaving narratives of LGBT struggles and triumphs. One painting depicted a symbolic seat on a plane, representing Damien's act. Critics hailed it as poignant. Sales funded their foundation, Seats of Change, which provided scholarships for queer youth. Damien, meanwhile, faced his own health revisit. The heart condition flared under stress. Doctors recommended surgery, a bypass that terrified him. "What if I don't make it?" he whispered to Alex in the hospital waiting room. Alex held his hand. "You will. And I'll be here." The procedure succeeded, but recovery was grueling. Alex nursed him at home, their roles reversing, youth caring for experience. It deepened their connection, teaching patience and vulnerability. Elena's full acceptance came gradually. She visited New York, joining them for dinners where laughter replaced awkwardness. "I see how happy you make each other," she admitted. Her blessing healed old wounds, allowing Alex to embrace his blended family. As Alex turned 25, He proposed an adventure, a cross-country road trip retracing the flight's path. From New York to L.A. They drove in a vintage convertible, stopping at landmarks, Liberty Bell in Philly, Grand Canyon in Arizona. Along the way, they volunteered at LGBT centers, sharing their story. In Chicago, they encountered a young runaway teen, scared and alone. "We were you once," Damien said, offering shelter through their network. The act echoed Damien's original kindness, closing another circle. Back home, inspiration struck Alex for a new series, Roads to Redemption. It captured their journey's essence, blending romance with social commentary. Damien collaborated, writing accompanying essays. The project garnered awards, solidifying their legacy. Yet, not all was smooth. A conservative backlash arose when their foundation lobbied for inclusive education policies. Protests outside their events turned ugly. Damien received threats. "We can't back down," Alex urged. Together, they stood firm, their love a shield against hate. In quieter moments, they'd reflect on origins. "If you hadn't given up that seat," Alex mused. Damien smiled. Fate knew what it was doing. Their life, rich with purpose, proved that one selfless act could spark a revolution of the heart. With the foundation thriving, Damien and Alex expanded its reach, opening chapters in major cities. At 56, Damien mentored young entrepreneurs, while Alex, 27, taught art workshops for at-risk queer kids. Their home became a hub for gatherings, dinner parties alive with debates on equality, laughter echoing through the halls. But personal storms brewed. Alex's fame attracted admirers, including a charismatic gallery owner named Jordan, who flirted shamelessly at events. Jealousy gnawed at Damien, unearthing insecurities about aging. "Am I holding you back?" he asked after spotting them chatting intimately. Alex reassured him. "You're my anchor." Still, the seed of doubt grew, leading to their first major fight. "I need space," Alex stormed out, crashing with a friend. The separation lasted a week, agonizing for both. Damien wandered Central Park, reminiscing about their proposal. Alex sketched furiously, channeling pain into art. Reconciliation came via a heartfelt letter from Damien. "Our love isn't perfect, but it's ours." They met at their favorite rooftop, tears flowing. "Forgive me," Alex said. They vowed better communication, emerging stronger. Elena's health scare added urgency. Diagnosed with breast cancer at 50, she underwent treatment in L.A. Alex flew back immediately, Damien joining soon after. "Family first," Damien insisted. They supported her through chemo, Alex shaving his head in solidarity. Elena's resilience inspired them. In remission, she joined their foundation's board, advocating for health equity in LGBT communities. Adoption entered their conversations. "Let's build our family," Alex suggested. They navigated the process, facing biases against same-sex couples. After months, they welcomed twins, a boy and girl, from foster care. Naming them Mia and Theo, they embraced parenthood with joy and chaos. Sleepless nights bonded them further. Damien, once career-driven, found fulfillment in fatherhood. Professionally, Alex's memoir, From Seat to Soulmate, became a bestseller, detailing their unconventional love. It sparked debates, but also empathy, humanizing LGBT narratives. Damien co-authored chapters, his vulnerability resonating with readers. A pivotal challenge arose when Victor sued for visitation rights, claiming Alex owed him. The courtroom drama was intense. Testimonies revealed Victor's abusive past. Damien testified, his composure unwavering. Alex is his own man, forged by love, not absence. The judge ruled against Victor, a victory celebrated with tears. Post-trial, they vacationed in Hawaii, renewing vows on a secluded beach. Through every trial, "You've been my constant," Damien whispered. Their intimacy reignited, passionate under tropical stars. Back in New York, the foundation hosted its first international summit, drawing global leaders. Alex's keynote on kindness's ripple effects moved the audience to standing ovation. Damien watched proudly, his heart full. As years passed, the twins grew, mirroring their parents' spirit, Mia artistic, Theo activist. Family trips to Pasadena strengthened ties with Elena, now a doting grandmother. Reflecting on milestones, Damien often said, "One seat changed everything." Their story, a tapestry of drama, romance, and humanity, inspired countless others to embrace love boldly. Entering their 30s together, Alex at 30, Damien at 59, their life settled into a rhythm of profound contentment, punctuated by ongoing advocacy. The foundation evolved into a nonprofit powerhouse, funding shelters and scholarships. Alex's art graced museums, while Damien lectured at universities, sharing lessons on empathy. Yet, age's realities surfaced. Damien's heart condition required monitoring. A minor scare landed him in the ER. "I'm not ready to lose you," Alex confessed, fear etching his face. It prompted lifestyle changes, yoga, healthier diets, and deepened their appreciation for time. The twins, now 5, brought endless energy. Mia's drawings echoed Alex's talent. Theo's questions about two daddies sparked teachable moments. They enrolled them in progressive schools, fostering openness. A new drama unfolded when a documentary filmmaker approached them for a feature on their story. It could change lives, Alex enthused. Damien hesitated, wary of renewed scrutiny. Filming unearthed raw emotions, interviews with Elena, archival flight footage. Tabloids resurfaced old scandals, but public support overwhelmed negativity. The film's premiere at Sundance was electric. Standing ovations affirmed its impact. A Gay Passenger became a cultural touchstone, winning awards and sparking conversations on serendipity and queer love. Personally, Alex faced burnout from fame. "I miss just being us," he admitted. They retreated to a cabin in the Adirondacks, reconnecting sans distractions. Hikes and fireside talks reignited sparks, their love. Mature now, burned steadily. Elena's second marriage brought a step-sibling for Alex, a teenager named Sophia, who identified as non-binary. They welcomed her into the fold, offering guidance. Sophia's struggles mirrored Alex's youth, reinforcing their commitment to mentorship. As the foundation expanded globally, they traveled to Europe, advocating in parliaments. In Paris, amid Eiffel Tower lights, Alex surprised Damien with a vow renewal. "Forever starts anew," he said. Back home, challenges persisted. A funding cut threatened programs. They rallied donors, succeeding through perseverance. The twins' first Pride Parade was magical, flags waving as a family unit. In quiet reflections, Damien marveled at growth. From a lonely executive to a fulfilled husband and father, his journey underscored humanity's interconnectedness. Alex's evolution from uncertain child to empowered artist completed the narrative. Their story, ever unfolding, embodied hope that kindness, once given, returns manifold, weaving bonds that endure. By Alex's 35th birthday, with Damien at 64, their life was a mosaic of achievements and quiet joys. The foundation had chapters worldwide, impacting millions. Alex curated international exhibits. Damien authored a book on LGBT history. Health became a focal point. Damien's retirement allowed focus on wellness, but arthritis slowed him. Alex adapted their home, his care unwavering. We're in this together, he affirmed. The twins, preteens now, navigated identity. Mia came out as bisexual. Theo explored activism. Family therapy strengthened them against societal pressures. A major plot twist, Victor's deathbed confession revealed hidden letters from Elena's pregnancy, praising Damien's kindness. It brought closure, Alex donating to charities in his name. Their documentary inspired a Broadway musical, Seed of Destiny, with them as consultants. Opening night was triumphant, stars portraying their romance. Personal growth continued. Alex pursued therapy for lingering abandonment issues. Damien joined support groups for aging queer men. Their intimacy evolved, emotional depth surpassing physical. Elena's visit for the holidays solidified unity. Grandkids adored her stories of the flight. A global crisis, a pandemic, tested resilience. They pivoted the foundation online, providing virtual support. Isolation drew them closer, home becoming sanctuary. Post-crisis, they adopted a rescue dog, symbolizing new beginnings. Travels resumed, to Asia for advocacy. As Damien turned 65, Alex organized a surprise party, toast celebrating their enduring love. In essence, their bond proved timeless, a narrative of drama transcended by compassion, reminding all that love's true power lies in its capacity to transform. In their golden years, Alex at 40, Damien at 69, their legacy solidified. The foundation, now led by successors, bore their imprint. Alex mentored emerging artists. Damien enjoyed quiet philanthropy. Health trials persisted. Damien's heart surgery was successful. Alex by his side. Recovery reinforced gratitude. The twins, teenagers, thrived. Mia in college art, Theo in law school, both advocates. A final drama, a lawsuit against the foundation for promoting agendas. They fought back, winning on free speech grounds. Elena's passing at 65 was bittersweet. Her eulogy by Alex honored her role in their story. They retired to a coastal home in Maine, writing memoirs together. Evenings on the porch, hands entwined, they reflected. Damien's 70th brought family reunion, toast to the seat that started all. Their ending was meaningful, lives intertwined by one act, proving kindness's eternal ripple. In death, Damien's will funded endless scholarships. Alex carrying the torch. Their love, a beacon of humanity, changed countless lives forever.